Yo, I just wanted to point out that when I'm looking at Sakurajima here, I can see that these dust devils or, small dust nados, whirlwinds, whatever you want to call them, seem to be appearing again. And, this one just started showing up. And I went back just a few moments to check, and they kind of just started. So I'm assuming it has something to do with it being, noon, middle of the day. Also, previously, the clouds were kind of covering the mountain a little more, but they've reappeared to the degree that you can visibly see them. And again, this is not something that I've noticed previously happening. So it's just interesting to see that a second day in a row, I suppose the conditions are enough to generate at least, this one that you can see here. Yeah, this should be in view. Let's see. And I'll go back here in a moment so that you're able to see kind of the activity that had been going on just a few moments ago. But that was like the first one that I saw. Just was This is actually the first one that I saw, and then I backed it. I reversed and looked back through, scrubbed back through the video, and there's like one more that appeared and disappeared, but I suppose this is somewhat the start of it. Yesterday, I guess technically this morning, when I first looked at it, and I just noticed also, you can see it on this camera, kind of. And this is not, I don't think you can see this normally. In fact, can you see this on this camera? Is this, oh, this must be where this is looking from. Okay. So you can see it here, which is interesting. Maybe I didn't notice that yesterday when I was looking over these. Another thing is, I think I started seeing them around like 1:30 or something yesterday, 1:35 Japanese Standard Time. So this might be the beginning. When I scrubbed back in the video from yesterday, when I looked back over them, it was something that hadn't been going on all day. So this is what I saw, and I was like, is that starting again? And I looked back, and there's maybe one more that had appeared like right here. This is the only other one that I saw. So I do think that it started, it's like 11:58 at this point, if you look up here in the timestamp. So I do think this is something that's maybe starting with the direct sunlight shining down, and there have been a couple of ash ejections. And as you can see, it seems to have started like, a few moments after this ash ejection. And I recorded a video of another ash ejection earlier that was a little more impressive. And one thing you notice is this ash ejection is actually interacting with the clouds in a way that it doesn't always interact with, where it looks almost like the clouds are holding it down somewhat. But let's go back here, and you can very clearly see it, kind of like a rope-like cyclone near the end there. And in fact, it almost looks like there's another one right here. But that's it's a very clear, like, obvious shape to it. So let's check one more time on here and see, maybe we see a little more detail. And again, I find it interesting, it kind of moves like up the side of the volcano, and you know, again, it might be that it's still there, it's just disappeared because of the lack of direct sunlight on it, so you can't see it exactly. But yeah, just a very interesting phenomenon that I don't think is always present, and it might just be because of the conditions. It might be because it's hotter, or it has been hotter recently. I'm not exactly sure actually how hot it is in Japan, though. I do know that this summer it got very hot, and you know, just like in Europe and in places in the United States, there were extended heat waves, and so maybe it's warmer than it normally is, and it's causing some atmospheric conditions that, you know, on top of it's like the right conditions as far as the clouds, and as far as what the volcano is doing, that you're seeing something that isn't like a commonly seen weather phenomena at Sakurajima. Again, I've been watching this specific volcano for at least 4 years now, and this is not something that I've seen before, right? I'll do this one more time, but I have an idea that might make this more obvious. And like I said, you can see another one faintly just ahead of this one. But what if we do playback speed at 2 times? I think it's a little more obvious as it's sped up a little bit. And you know, that's one of the reasons why when I'm scrubbing through it, going in 5-second intervals, it's just very obvious. Though I think the 5-second intervals is maybe a little too much to jump if you want to really see the spinning vortex in a smooth fashion, though you can still very clearly make out the shape and structure of it. So we'll watch this one at 2 times speed, and then that'll be it for this video. And if I see more later on, at least more that are impressive to me, I'll make another video. But I thought this one looked really, actually very defined, so it was worthwhile to make. And then, as you can see, it looks more like a rope structure currently. It starts off a little wider, and then as it starts to get up the side, move from the base up the flank of the mountain, it's become more of a rope structure. And not exactly sure how high it goes up. You could see it going up decently high in the video from yesterday, maybe even to the cloud. But because of, I think, the coloration, and like I said, once it hits, like, I think right now it's not in direct sunlight, it's starting to hit under the shadow of the clouds, so you can't see it as well. Just my guess, but okay, very interesting. don't see one currently there, but I'm glad I caught that, and yeah, it's really cool, in my opinion. And so I hope you've enjoyed this look for another day in a row at the whirlwinds at Sakurajima. So, all right, well, have a blessed one. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah.